Hey, Wildcats.
Hey, Wildcats.
Hey, Wildcats.
Wildcats.
Everyone, happy Monday. I tried, Mr. Wade, to do the little volume. It didn't work. It's okay. It's okay.
All right.
Happy Monday, Wildcats. Hope everybody's hanging in there and you've had a nice weekend. You had a great Halloween. We're pivoting to virtual learning for all students. I know things are kind of odd, but we're here together and we're here for you, and we have some announcements and some fun things to share with you. So here's our agenda for the day. We'll move right into it. And as you can see, we've got some winners from last week. We had a lot of awesome participation and some other things that we want to share with you. So first off, I sent you guys a little email yesterday, and I will be sending you more, just more reminders and things. But part of what I wanted to share with all of you is that we know how challenging it is to have to shift back and forth and to have to figure out virtual learning, figure out if you're coming back in person, switch back to virtual learning. It requires a tremendous amount of flexibility and grace. And I want to thank all of our Wildcats for all of that you are showing. I know how hard it is, but I also know that you have shown us that you can hang in there and that you are learning to be incredibly adaptable. And I just want to say thank you. We totally appreciate it. I have a quotation here that I think is really awesome, and this is Bruce Lee. And he said, "Notice that the stiffest tree is most easily cracked, while the bamboo or willow survives by bending with the wind." So a little message there about the importance of flexibility and adaptability, which, by the way, are traits that most careers, most of the types of occupations that you might try for in your future, they require flexibility and adaptability. So you're learning these lessons, you're figuring out these skills. Keep it up, Wildcats. We're super proud of you, but keep showing that flexibility and grace and lots of communication. So just wanted to share that with you. And I think Mr. Sosa is going to share with us. This is super appropriate for November, Mr. Sosa. What's our new pause of the month?
The new pause of the month. Hey, and I didn't forget to turn off my my mute button. So is collaboration, and going along with those traits, flexibility is this idea of collaboration. We wouldn't be able to do this show weekly without being able to collaborate. And so part of the collaboration is working with others, being flexible, and taking your cues from other folks. And this is part of the things that we do here at Roosevelt. It's part of our creativity, critical thinking, and communication. And so we want to make sure that as we work through this month, that we're helping each other along to adjust to our new environment as we pivot back and forth to this virtual and classic stages. And we have to remember that we need to work together.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And collaboration, as you know, really important. We show it all the time. You guys are showing it all the time. And we found this little example, which I think is a great example of teamwork. And we're going to share this with you. And it's only about 5 minutes, but really important example of teamwork and collaboration. So let's take a look at this.
ถ้าพูดถึงทีมฟุตบอลของเราคงต้องย้อนกลับไปที่วันแรกที่นี่ชาวบ้านชอบดูฟุตบอลกันมากแต่ไม่มีใครเคยเล่นหรอกก็อย่างที่เห็นเรากินนอนอยู่บนน้ำมาแต่ไหนแต่ไรแล้วเพราะที่นี่ไม่มีพื้นดินสักนิดกีฬาอย่างเดียวที่เล่นกันได้คือแข่งเรือไม่ก็โม้กันเรื่องปลาที่จับได้วันนั้นแหละความคิดเล็กๆก็เกิดขึ้นพวกเราคิดตั้งทีมฟุตบอลขึ้นมาแต่ชาวบ้านก็คิดว่าพวกเราบ้า
เด็กพวกนี้ส่งเสียงอะไรกันปาเปิ้ลหนีหมดแล้วเราตั้งทีมบอลเราจะเป็นแชมป์โลกมีแต่ทะเลกันที่กระเทียมตกหมึก
ที่อย่างที่แกพูดพวกเราไม่มีแม้แต่ที่ให้เล่นฟุตบอลจัดทีมกันเสร็จปัญหาต่อมาก็คือเราจะเตะกันที่ไหนล่ะที่นี่มีแต่ทางเดินแคบๆแล้วเราก็มีความคิดว่าเราต้องสร้างพื้นที่ของเราเองเรารวบรวมเศษไม้เก่าๆผูกเข้ากับแพปลา ทุกวันหลังเลิกเรียนแล้วเราก็สร้างสนามของเราขึ้นมามันโยกเยกแต่มีวัตถุปูเต็มไปหมดบอลตกน้ำบ่อยมากเลยพวกเราด้วยแต่เราก็เรียนรู้ในการเล่นบนสนามแบบนี้เพราะนี่แหละสนามของเรา
สนามนี้อาจจะเป็นแชมป์โลก
แล้ววันหนึ่งเราก็ได้ไปสมัครการแข่งขันฟุตบอลแล้วเราจะสู้กับเขาไหวเหรอแล้วเราก็ตัดสินใจลงแข่งถึงจะไม่มีชุดก็เหอะ
นี่เลยแชมป์ชุดนี้รออย่างแรง
เราไม่รู้มาก่อนว่าจริงๆแล้วชาวบ้านก็สนใจเราเหมือนกันพวกเขาเอาชุดมาให้แถมตามมาเชียร์ด้วยตอนนั้นเราตื่นเต้นนะแต่พอเอาเข้าจริงเราทำได้ดีกว่าที่คาดไว้จังหวะเท้าของเราดีกว่าจากการเลี้ยงหลบตะปูแถมประตูในสนามจริงใหญ่กว่าตั้งเยอะแล้วเราก็เข้าถึงรอบ4 ทีมสุดท้ายวันนั้นฝนตกหนักมากแถมคู่แข่งก็เป็นแชมป์เก่ารองเท้าของเราเต็มไปด้วยน้ำเราเล่นกันไม่ได้เลยหมดครึ่งแรกเราโดนนำไป2 ลูกเราสู้ไม่ได้จริงๆเราไม่รู้จะทำยังไงหลังจากครึ่งแรกที่เราสู้ไม่ได้เราต้องทำอะไรบางอย่างเราต้องกลับไปเล่นฟุตบอลแบบของเราด้วยการถอดรองเท้ามันเป็นฟุตบอลแบบที่เราถนัดจริงๆคู่แข่งสู้เราไม่ได้เราเล่นดีขึ้นทำได้ดีขึ้นเราตีเสมอได้เราคิดว่าเราจะชนะแต่เพราะลูกนั้นในนาทีสุดท้ายนั่นแหละเราไม่เสียใจหรอกดีใจซะอีกที่มาได้ไกลขนาดนี้แถมชาวบ้านทุกคนก็ภูมิใจด้วยหลังจากนั้นความคิดของคนทั้งเกาะก็เปลี่ยนไปวันนี้เรามีสนามใหม่ที่ไม่มีตะปูแล้วแต่เราก็ยังไม่ได้เล่นบนสนามหญ้าอยู่ดี
แล้วเรื่องของคุณล่ะ TMB เชื่อว่าพลังในตัวคุณเปลี่ยนโลกให้ดีขึ้น TMB Make the difference
Oh my gosh. So cool. Look at that message. Whatever challenges you have in life, if you think you can make a difference, we say you can. So here we have, I don't know what your favorite part of the video was. There were a lot of it to me that was like super great. I loved the bicycle kick. I love soccer. But they lived on a floating village and figured out how to make a soccer field and brought this sport to their entire village. Super cool. And they did really, really well. Well, anybody else have a favorite part?
Well, I loved the whole thing, and I liked how the whole community gathered around, even though they were younger and not adults. They weren't told that that's not possible, and they even saved up some money to get them jerseys. And I thought they displayed, similar to your quote, they were like bamboo. They bent, and even though they struggled, they didn't break and give up. They just made it work. I loved it.
That's beautiful, Mr. Way. And I loved it when they took off their shoes. And they were like, we got this. We can play barefoot. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over now. And again, as Mr. Way said, this really does share, I think it really exemplifies a lot of what we do as Wildcats. So take a look at that pride statement. Those guys definitely showed some pride in themselves and in their village and in their sportsmanship. Awesome. Okay, I think we're going to have Mrs. Schmitz. I was so excited to see our participation. Mrs. Schmitz, who is our Spirit Week winner?
So excited to announce, drum roll, Viviana was fantastic. As you can see here, when I went on the campus course for Wildcat Connect, I saw that she submitted a picture for every Spirit Day last week. That is school spirit. So Viviana is our big winner. You can see her here in her PJs. And she was a twin with her mom because she's a good role model. She was a superhero. She wore her red and she dressed up as Coraline on Friday. So way to go, Viviana. We're proud of you and keep up the school spirit. Good job.
Awesome.
Now, we also had some great Red Ribbon Week submissions. I am just loving the artistic creativity. Here is Paws, our very own mascot, in an animated form with drugs. Look at that. I think that's Slobber. I think he's just kind of scruffy looking. He does not look happy. He looks a little upset, perhaps a little moody. Not good, people. And then you look at Paws, no drugs. Look at how cute he is in that picture. So while Miss Lycona and I were looking at pictures and Miss Hay looking at pictures, we just fell in love with that representation. So good job. And then we also had another entry and same thing, an illustration of what your life could be like without drugs. And then another illustration, and you can just see that negative shadow. And then she also submitted a whole narrative on the benefits of not doing drugs and the downside of when you do drugs and things that can happen. Lose friends and your family's upset with you and you're not healthy. So let's keep making those good choices, no drugs. And thank you so much, winners. Good job. And now I think I'm going to pass it on over to Miss Lycona.
Yes, and first, that last sentence that's highlighted there, remember we have basic one chance at life, so make it count. Nicely said. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. We were so excited to have our first ever teacher pumpkin decorating contest, and we had some awesome submissions. So thank you so much for voting and for picking your favorite one. So in first place, we have Mrs. Brayshaw. You can see it's like a skeleton wildcat. Very, very cool, very detailed. Mrs. Velasco had a Dia de los Muertos theme going. It's very nice and so pretty with the colors. And Mrs. Way had like a 70s hippie flower theme. I love it. And she got a third place. So thank you, teachers, for participating and students for voting. And Mrs. Velasco actually hosted her own pumpkin decorating contest in her classes. And so we want to give a huge shout out to Eileen for her pumpkin decoration. Wow. Yeah, so nice. And on to Mr. Way.
Yeah, so we were so excited and impressed with how many students on campus were dressed up, how many students we had that submitted pictures. Our virtual students were able to participate. So thank you so much for having Spirit. It really makes the campus and the whole school a better place to come to. And so Miss Lycona encouraged me to dress up. And so I got my little Richard Simmons costume. If you don't know who Richard Simmons is, you should Google him. You'll have a good time. So I wanted to announce our classic and virtual costume contest winners. And so Slater M did a great job dressing up as Dwight. And then we had Jack S, who was a anime character that I'll need to learn because it's a super cool costume. And then we also have Aurora M, who dressed up as just a cool little clown that has some character from It. Does anyone know the clown's name from It?
It.
Pennywise.
Pennywise. Thank you, Mrs. Schmitz. Pennywise, if you have not seen the movie, don't. It will scare you and your parents might be mad. So thank you so much for participating. And then I'm going to go on to our virtual winners. So we had a lot of good submissions for this as well. So thank you, Gabriella, for dressing up. You are a winner of ours. And then Lena R for dressing up as Scooby and Velma, getting your dog participating. And then also Gabriel O, a great Spider-Man costume. So we did get some prizes out to our classic students. And then for our virtual students, look in the mail this week because you will also have a little prize coming in the mail. Thank you all so much for participating. And I'm passing this over to Mr. Sosa to wrap us up.
And just before we leave, hey, I didn't forget the microphone there again. Reminders. So for the classic students, remember that all of the students will remain virtual until the 11th of this month. We can all return to in-person learning on the 12th. You will be coming back on the 12th. The end of this grading period is Friday, 11th the 6th, which is this Friday. Make sure that you're submitting all of your assignments. Let your teacher know if you have any issues with any of that. Please communicate.
Awesome. And remember that the 11th, next Wednesday, is actually a holiday. So no one has school on the 11th. So the 11th is just a day off. And as Mr. Sosa said, email your teachers, communicate with them. You're looking in Canvas every period. You're following the virtual schedule. Everyone, keep up the great work. Thanks for all the participation. Thanks for everything all of our Wildcats are doing to stay in touch and to reach out to us if you need anything. And with that, have an awesome week. Thank you, Wildcats.
Bye, Wildcats.
Bye,
We miss
Wildcats.
you. See you soon.